Welcome to episode 37 of Two Guys, One Sports. My name is Chris, and I'm joined by a man who is now addicted to Borderlands 2. It is entirely my fault, and I feel no shame or regret about it.
Chris, the first step to recovery is admitting that you are powerless over your addiction. And I am indeed powerless over my addiction. And I blame you, you son of a bitch!
It only took a week. So
you
proud of
son
myself.
of a bitch!
Less than a week, even, I think.
Yeah, because I got it Friday night last time, and I didn't play Friday because we had the show Friday, and I had work Saturday. So it's been 5 days. 5 days, and I've already played copious hours.
Yep.
I hate you. I haven't gone to the gym, haven't had real food, and I've been playing video games from 2012 because of you scoundrel.
Let it be known that up to this point, I played a little bit tonight before we got on the air, and I have 467 hours logged in this game.
I gotta look and see how many I'm at because I have two level 12 characters, which took a little bit of time.
You're probably at about 10 hours at this point. So you only got 300.
Maybe more.
More to go.
Yeah, but I think per capita I have you beat. So.
Oh yeah, because I had a long break in there after I fried my motherboard and had to get the low end replacement motherboard just to keep my computer running for that bit of time there. During that time, I couldn't play at all because my system just had too much lag whenever I tried to play.
Speaking of games, segue. I have the football game on mute, and I'm half paying attention. They're using the Madden camera. Have you ever played Madden?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, picture how normal football games are shot, where they have the press box camera down the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Well,
and they have the camera from behind.
And it looks just like Madden. Like you see with
I see when they do the Madden tournament on up, down, down.
Yeah, well, put it on if you got a TV in the area, put it on NBC, regular NBC.
TV's on the other side of the door, and I don't want to have the cats running in and out.
But I mean, seriously, it's like you can see like holes open up on the offensive line. You can see routes develop. It's so great that I'm kind of pissed that they didn't think of this 10 years ago.
Yeah, really.
I mean, and I don't want to get too lost here, but I wonder if we can shoot wrestling from a cool camera like this, like a camera on top of the Titantron or something. Because wrestling has always been shown the same way. You have the hard camera, and then you have the little handheld cameras, right? Yeah. That sometimes shake and make me feel like I'm going to throw up when WWE does them. But I wonder instead of the hard cam, you can do like a top down, not like a top down cam, but like a 45, like an isometric, like Diablo 2 camera. You know what I'm saying?
Lucha Underground does a top down cam. So they
do like the full blown top down, like the 90 degrees.
Yeah, if you watch Aztec Warfare 3, they use that quite a bit during Aztec Warfare 3.
I know WWE used to do it when they did ladder matches, when guys take the bumps off the ladder.
Yeah,
because they would fall forever. It looked like, like in that famous clip at WrestleMania 17 where Edge spears Jeff Hardy as he's hanging onto the belts.
Yep,
they show that top down camera. But I wonder if you can get away with like a 45-degree angle, like isometric camera. That from the Titantron. You know what I mean?
That would be interesting.
I mean, it's just like we've been watching wrestling for the same way for my entire life.
Yeah.
And because I mean, I don't remember much of the studio shows from in the early 80s and mid 80s, like the NWA studio shows where they filmed in front of a live studio audience, like a television show.
Yeah.
I mean, I only remember watching from Raw and Nitro onward, where wrestling's always been in arenas.
Yeah.
Large or small. Whether it's the Impact Zone of 500 people or, Cowboy Stadium where it's 90,000 people. It's some sort of arena with the same presentation. Hard camera, handheld cameras. And I wonder if you can get away with a cool 45-degree Diablo 2 camera.
That would be sick.
So, I think you can, but
in my years of watching, it's always amazed me that nobody's ever messed with the hard cam.
Yeah,
they have people standing around the hard cam protecting it at all times.
Yeah, they do.
People from fucking around.
I know when you get to the show at the Allstate, there was an entire 5 or 6 rows and 5 or 6 columns around the hard camera where you can't sit. Where it's just the hard camera and a 15-foot in either direction buffer zone of empty seats. So I imagine they have a couple of security people there to make sure that nobody does anything stupid.
Because people in wrestling shows are prone to doing stupid things, as we've found out.
Yeah, people are dumb. Men in Black taught us this.
Yes.
So.
All right.
We got a big show.
all WWE tonight. We're going to be talking Takeover War Games and Survivor Series.
This is a WWE heavy show. We have not done a WWE show like this in a while because there really hasn't been a lot to talk about in a while. Yeah, but now we got stuff to talk about.
Yeah, not since what was the last big pay-per-view thing that we had? The episode where we had Jen on. Was it? No, it was. I think it was No Mercy or
Hell
in a Cell or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember. It was a while ago.
Maybe Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell because we had Owens and Shane.
Possibly. No, because it was whatever because Roman was on the show that Jen was. So maybe it was No Mercy.
Yeah, you're right because we had the Roman talk.
Yeah, Roman and Cena. Yeah, it was No Mercy. Yes.
Yeah. We had that, and then we got sucked into New Japan, and I went to a couple shows, and you went to Evolve, and all sorts. We've done WWE news, but we haven't done a full blown WWE preview.
Yeah,
in a while.
Most of it because the pay-per-views for a while have been kind of crappy. So,
and spoiler alert: this weekend could be unbelievable in terms of wrestling shows.
Yeah,
these two shows could be awesome, but you got a match to talk about.
Yes, we have matches. We have matches of the week, and I'm going to start.
Sure.
I'm going to continue the If Not 2017 series that we started last week of talking about
like that series.
matches that would be in consideration for being matches of the year, if not for the fact that it was the year
off, but December 8th is our award show. So if you have nominations for us, my DMs are open, Chris's are open, the shows are open. Shoot us some recs. You, me, friend of the show, Don Sal, going over our ballot.
Yeah.
Coming up with a show ballot, December 8th. So if you've seen a great match, great promo, great technical wrestler, great non-wrestler, like best manager, and you say, guys, I think this guy should be on your ballot, shoot us a message. We'll consider it. We'll consider everything.
Yep. Speaking of Don Sal, this is I don't think he's in the chat right now. It's probably for the better because this match of the week is one that he's not going to be happy with me for covering, but it needs to be covered. This week we are talking about Authors of Pain versus DIY at NXT Takeover Chicago, the ladder match for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Quite possibly,
I could have gone to the show, but I blew it off to hang out with a girl who won't talk to me. I made the wrong move.
Unfortunate, but
yeah, that's okay. We live and learn.
Yes. So let me get one disclaimer out of the way, right out of the way. This is not a technical wrestling masterpiece. This is not a high-flying spectacle. This is not a super heavyweight slugfest. This is not any sort of in-ring masterwork that someone would craft in terms of the actual moves that are being performed and the grappling and the strikes that are taking place. What this match is, though, it is an incredible display of what tag team wrestling psychology is and what sort of things can unfold in a tag team wrestling match when you have two teams that have such strong bonds with each other. Obviously, AOP and their manager, Paul Ellering, they have, the unbreakable bond of master and students. And, Akam and Razor, we don't see the dynamic between them very much, but they work together like soldiers in a war. They're always watching each other's backs and working together to accomplish their end goal. Granted, they use sadistic and evil methods to get there, but that's what they do. And conversely, at that point in time, with DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa were treating each other as brothers. They were brothers in arms who had fought their way to the top of the mountain and then found themselves only to be knocked off by the Leviathans chasing them, and were now trying to reascend to the top of that summit. And we had some amazing moments in this match. The double frog splashes off the giant ladder through the other two ladders on the floor. The moment of paired, not desperation necessarily, but determination to pull out all the stops to win. The moment when Ellering gets super kicked out of the ring by Johnny Gargano and immediately sends AOP into a frenzy where they just start pummeling both members of DIY. As retribution for taking out their master, their teacher in that way. Obviously, the spot that everybody remembers of the Akam and Rezar lifting Tommaso up to his knees with the ladder, and then about to hit him with the ladder, only for Gargano to knock Ciampa out of the way and take the hit for him. That's a spot that will be forever etched into the memories of everyone that's seen this match.
You were Gargano's teeth go flying?
Yeah. Terrifying spot. And then
don't do that again, WWE, or anybody for that matter.
Yeah. And then Ciampa fighting back as AOP's climbing the ladder and slamming Rezar through another ladder that's set up in one of the corners. And then Johnny and Tommaso climbing the ladder together, only to have the ladder knocked out from underneath them. They're holding on tight to the rack that the belts are hanging on, only for Akam and Rezar to just pick him out of the air. Powerbomb, Super Collider, and that's that. Match is over. And the Leviathans remain at the top of the mountain.
Definitive, by the way. Well,
yeah.
It wasn't. It was as much. I don't want to use the word squash because it was back and forth, but it was
very much back and forth.
It was as clean a win as you get in a ladder match.
Absolutely, yeah.
It was definitive, and I'm for that. If you're going to make a guy or team, make a guy or team.
Yeah.
We talked about Jay White. They're putting the belt on him at the Dome. They're going to make a guy.
Yep.
We talked about Show and Yo. They're having him beat the Bucks at the Dome. They're going to make a guy. And I'm glad that they used Gargano and Ciampa to make a guy, to really solidify the Authors of Pain.
Yeah, because we'd seen the Authors of Pain. You and I talked about it. Every match that these guys had, we could see the improvement. We could track.
Absolutely, you could see it in real time. It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, to go from the match in Brooklyn against TM61 where they won the Dusty Rhodes Classic, to then the triple threat in San Antonio where they beat DIY and the Revival, and then the rematch against the Revival in Chicago, and then following that onto Brooklyn, with the match against Sanity that they just had. I mean, AOP's development has been a wondrous thing to watch. They've done such great work with those guys. Actually, wait, I forgot there was a match in between there. No, I got the order.
There was the elimination match.
The elimination match was actually in Orlando. That was where the elimination match
San Antonio had.
San Antonio was where they first
won the belt. Yeah, because I was at that match. They won the belt. Yeah.
That was the first time they won the belts. Yeah.
And then Orlando, they had the elimination where they looked like 2014 Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Where they were taking combined finishes, and it was just
I loved that match too. That was an amazing match also. This match. I mean, there are still plenty of naysayers out there who say that AOP is not a polished and well-developed tag team. But you know what? I will just cast those labels aside because AOP's really shown a lot this year, and they definitely
go on. I'm sorry.
They are definitely candidates in my eyes for most improved performers of the year.
We'll get there. I wouldn't argue with you. I don't mind that they're not polished. They should not be polished. They should be bruisers. They should be marauders. They should be maulers. They should be warriors. They should not be polished. They should not be choreographed. I should not be watching. When I watch them, I should not be thinking of the Young Bucks versus Dragon Lee and Teton.
Yeah,
which is polished and slick. I don't want the word slick to be applied to the Office of Pain. I want the word pain. You know what I mean?
And even you don't even want a comparison to a team like War Machine, who are large guys but also very technically sound.
You know what I want? I want two dudes who show up and beat the shit out of people. And you know what I get? Two dudes who show up and beat the shit out of people. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were. That's exactly what they were meant to do, and they've done it in spades. And
a wiser person than I once compared wrestling to the circus. You know how you go to the circus and there's a little something for everyone? Mm-hmm. If you like the clowns, there's the clowns. If you like the freaks, there's the freaks. If you like the ringmaster, there's the ringmaster. If you like the strongman, there's the strongman. If you like the gymnastics, there's the gymnastics. You know what I mean? A little something for everyone. Wrestling's the same way. If you like your little flippy boys, there's little flippy boys. If you like your talkers, there's talkers. If you like your muscles, there's muscles. If you like your women, there's women. And if you like your dudes who just beat the crap out of people, there's dudes who just beat the crap out of people.
Yep.
There's a spot for everything at a well-booked wrestling show.
Absolutely.
Just like we talk all the time, how wrestling is for everyone. Wrestling can have everyone as long as it makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
and let me tell you something. You know, they ran back when Samoa Joe was still in NXT. They ran a few matches where Samoa Joe and the AOP teamed up as a three-man team, as a trios team. Let me tell you something. I would not mind watching the Shield face down Samoa Joe, who suddenly was backed up by the AOP.
Sure.
That would be
I like Joe Balor on Raw. I thought they worked really well together.
They did. And
I liked that it was just, at the end of the day, Joe left because he took care of business. He's not here to make friends. He's not here to be your buddy. He's not getting a beer with you after the show. He shows up. He does what he's told because that's how he gets paid.
Yep.
And I thought I really liked that. I really liked that Joe and Balor match. I thought it was pretty good.
It was.
They work well together. I like that the big guy is ice and the little guy is fire, which is a change of pace.
Yeah.
And I like that I like Balor as a face in peril. I like Joe as a hot tag. I mean, I would be okay with a face turn for Joe and just Samoa Joe silent assassin backing up Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Tag team. What else are they doing right now? They're not doing anything.
Exactly.
Neither guy's in the main event scene right now. Yeah, we already saw Joe Brock. It was definitive. It was a great match, but it was definitive.
Yep.
I mean, you could do a lot worse than have a 6-month-long, 8-month-long Joe Balor tag team.
Yeah. I mean, they've already proven that they worked well together when they had the team in the first Death Heroes Tag Team Classic. So
absolutely.
I wouldn't mind seeing that again. Not
at all. So
that's my match of the week. And
speaking of tag teams, Brother Chris, Monday was the 12-year anniversary of the passing of Eddie Guerrero, who many people, including Jushin Liger, who knows more about this than I ever will, have said is the best wrestler of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'll go that far. He's not on my best of all time. He's in my top 10. I don't know if he's my best of all time, but I'm not going to argue with Jushin Liger. The guy's forgotten more about wrestling than I've ever known.
Yeah.
I wanted to look at my favorite Eddie Guerrero match, and it was a match from a show called When Worlds Collide, November of 1994, put on by AAA and the IWC, International Wrestling Council, which was like a governing Mexican body, out of Los Angeles, distributed by WCW on pay-per-view. It was the first ever non-WWF or WCW NWA show on pay-per-view in the country.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to focus on my favorite match on the show. Great show, great crowd. Crowd's unbelievable. Horns and chanting. Very Mexican-heavy crowd, obviously, for a Mexican wrestling show in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You had Octagon and El Hijo de Santo putting their masks on the line against the team of Los Gringos Locos of Eddie Guerrero and Art Barr, who were
Now, is Art Barr some sort of a play on Bart Starr?
I don't know. His real name is like Arthur Barr or something. I don't know. Okay. He's from Portland.
I had to get that out of the way because the first time you said that, I was like, Art Barr, Bart Starr.
He's a little before your time. He died like 2 weeks after the show of a possible drug-induced heart attack. Don't do drugs, people.
Yeah.
In all seriously, drugs are bad.
Drugs are bad.
At 28. So, yeah.
Yeah.
He and Eddie were the Los Gringos Locos.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to picture one of those old-time Uncle Sam recruiting posters for like World War I.
Yeah.
Where he's like, I need you for the U.S. Army.
Yep.
I want you to picture Uncle Sam's outfit. That's what Eddie and Art Barr were wearing to the ring in terms of those pants. Awesome heel heat. Art Barr, wildly offensive, but he was making swimming motions to make fun of Mexican swimming across the Rio Grande.
Oh, my Lord.
He was chanting 187 in the corner of the ring because it was Proposition 187, which had to do with illegal immigrants in California in 94, had just passed. I don't know enough about it to comment on it one way or the other. I just know that it was very, very divisive, and the campaign was incredibly negative. So it was an easy heat with the Mexican community. Eddie and Art Barr would do a move and then yell "Made in America." People throwing stuff at them, just awesome heat. The match was incredible. It was a 2 out of 3 falls match, but both guys had to be pinned in order for a foul to count.
Right.
So one guy would get pinned, and then it'd be 2-on-1, and then another guy would get pinned, and it would win.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, all good heels. Eddie. And it was double mask versus double hair. Octagon and El Hijo de Santo put up their mask against the twin mullets of Eddie and Art Barr, and these were luscious.
Yeah, I saw the picture. I saw the picture you sent. Yeah, those are some Metallica-esque mullets. Those are pretty
great looking. How about Eddie with the feathered hair?
My God.
I mean, that thing of beauty. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Well, in this case, a joy for about half an hour. 2 out of 3 falls. Obviously, the heels win the first fall. Cool spots. Eddie wins the first fall by doing El Hijo de Santo is on Art Barr's shoulders, and Eddie hits him with a flying Hurricane Rana. Nails it perfectly.
Jeez.
Second fall, they get an elimination with a superplex into a frog splash. Apparently, the frog splash was Art Barr's finishing maneuver, and then after he died, Eddie used it as tribute.
Okay.
But I wanted to focus on Eddie Guerrero because as great as Art was, and as great as Octagon, and as great as El Hijo de Santo were, and they're all 4 of these guys were unbelievable. Eddie really was one of a kind in terms of how a wrestler works. If you wanted to strike, he would strike. If you wanted to technical, he would technical. If you want to do high-flying stuff, he would do high-flying stuff. If you wanted to be charismatic, he would be charismatic. If you want, I mean, he could wrestle a 5-minute TV match. He could wrestle a 12-minute TV match. He could wrestle a 25-minute TV match without missing a beat. He could be the face. He could be the heel. He could sell. He could attack. He could do anything you wanted in the ring. The only thing he couldn't do was outrun his past. And he died 12 years ago, Monday, of a post-drug-induced coronary embolism because he had done copious amounts of performance-enhancing and recreational drugs. Gotten clean. Was clean. But his system couldn't handle the shock. And the damage had his vessels had thinned, his heart had enlarged, which was just a deadly cocktail of. But you don't remember the old days, Chris. And I don't mean the old days. I mean like the mid-2000s where once a month a guy would die and you'd have the $10 salute and everyone would be sad. Those days are gone, thank God. Because as much of a farce.
Once a month?
It was often. Maybe not once a month. It was often. I mean, look at the list of dead wrestlers. Perry Saturn, Lance Cade, and Benoit, and Guerrero, and Test, and guys were dying before the age of 40 because they were just too much drugs, too much liquor, too much everything.
Now,
we've talked about the wellness policy being a farce. You watch Triple H and Brock Lesnar, and you know it's a farce.
Yes.
But
you watch Jinder Mahal, and you know it's a farce.
It is undeniable that it has helped save lives. Yes. And I will give the WWE credit for that in a business that's heavily cosmetic for going out of their way to at least try and curtail the gas.
Yeah.
So, but this match was great. And it ended with the heels losing, as it should have. And my favorite part, Eddie and Art Barr sobbing, little kid tears, as they were cutting each other's hair.
Jesus.
Yep, with scissors in the ring.
They had to cut each other's hair?
Yeah, they had to cut each other's hair off as the crowd was chanting at them. And they're sobbing their eyes out, bawling like they're at a funeral. And it's so, you know what, man, we talk all the time about how wins and losses don't matter. Man, when you watch Eddie and Art Barr cutting each other's hair, those sexy looking mullets, and just in tears, and then you see Octagon and El Hijo de Santo passing out pieces of the hair to the crowd. Wrestling's the best, man. Wrestling is so great. You know?
Passing out the hair to the crowd.
And the crowd reaching over and trying to grab locks of the hair because the hated Rudos had been defeated. Like,
that is insane.
And 15,000 people are chanting Mexico, as Eddie and Art Barr are sobbing, cutting each other's hair off in the middle of the ring. You know what I'm like? How great is wrestling sometimes?
That's fantastic. Like
Art Barr was the man. Art Barr, you were awesome.
That's
El Gringo
amazing.
Locos, you were awesome. And Eddie Guerrero, man, it was a joy to watch you work.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll do the Eddie Guerrero Rock match to put him on the map in like 2001.
Sure.
Yeah, it was.
Okay,
It was on one of the Rock DVDs. Basically, Rock was like, "Who wants to fight me? Who wants to be? Who wants to be?" It was like not even for the belt. Like, who wants to make a name for himself? And mid Carter Eddie Guerrero came out, and the Rock's like, "Yeah, you're nothing." And they had like a 12-minute match, and it was holy shit. Eddie Guerrero's really freaking good.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking news: Eddie Guerrero, really great. But,
yeah.
Like
whoever would have guessed.
But it was just like his first exposure to a WWE, and the Rock gave him a ton, of course.
Yeah.
The Rock is one of the most generous top guys we've ever seen. I talked about Rock Brock at SummerSlam, where the Rock jobs to his own move, basically. Rock bottom. It's a rock bottom into an F5, or it's like a Brock bottom into an F5.
A Brock.
Like guys don't usually job to their own move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was just like, yeah.
That's sensational. I can't even use another word for it. That's sensational.
The Brock Rock match from SummerSlam 2002. If I haven't done it yet, I think I'll do it in the future because it's young, super athletic Brock who doesn't know what he's doing, and the Rock's like, "All right, I got you," and the crowd hates Rocky, so he's like, "All right, screw you guys. I'll play the heel. Why not?" And it's awesome. He's like playing to the crowd, like I mean, like it's
Didn't
easy.
The same thing happen when Rock was facing Hogan?
No, absolutely.
You talked about the Rock Hogan match.
Same concept. Concept. Now, you know what? Like, it's easy to look back for a guy. Like, I consider part of my job to kind of educate, anybody. But especially a guy like you who's a smart fan who has huge gaps in his watching through no fault of your own, obviously. I mean, there's not,
There's nothing I can do to tell my mom at the age of 12, I really need to be watching wrestling. It's going to be important in my life.
I grew up watching this shit, so I got lucky like that. But like you watch Young the Rock, and he's doing like La Mahi straw cradles, and he's jumping off the top rope, and you're like, what the hell? He had a ladder match with Triple H that were both those guys were just taking crazy ass bumps, and it's just like it's like, what is this? What are you doing, Rock? And then you look at him in 2013, like, holy shit, you're the Michelin Man. Like, what the hell just happened here?
Yeah, seriously. I see footage of those old Rock matches too. And
man, like I said, I'll do a Rock match next week. I'll do a Rock Brock from SummerSlam 2002. It's one of my all-time favorite matches.
2 weeks, because next week we're not going to be on the air because next week is Thanksgiving week.
Next week is Thanksgiving.
I'm going to be out of town.
I hate my family. No, I'm just kidding. My dad and I are going to talk about wrestling the entire time. It'll be great.
Nice. That's awesome.
That's it.
I will not be talking about wrestling with anybody at my Thanksgiving. I can promise you that.
That's too bad.
But that's all right. That might not be true. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about like just what's going on with the show because, despite the fact that my mother and my sister both think that it's simultaneously hilarious and also deplorable that I watch wrestling seriously, they still are interested in the fact that I'm doing the show. So probably that's how it's going. So there's that. Speaking of the show, let's continue with the show. And let's talk about Takeover War Games.
I am excited as hell for this card.
Me too. There's not a match on this card that
it has been. For. I've been down on WWE. Past couple weeks have turned that around. They put the belt on AJ Styles, and all of a sudden, SmackDown's worth watching again. Funny how that works out, brother Chris.
Yeah, right.
Let's talk about NXT first. First of all, one of the spots in the ballot is best television show of the year, leaning very heavily towards NXT in terms of week to week television show.
No, for me. There's no contest.
I mean, it is a smart. I binged a couple episodes past week or so. I watched like 3 episodes. It is a smart, tightly booked, logical professional wrestling program. What's not to like?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff makes sense.
I mean, the thing that always mystifies me, and it never ever stops mystifying me because I mean this year the main roster has just been a clusterfuck of awfulness in so many different ways. But how you can go from Monday and Tuesday night of just being pure dumpster fire garbage to Wednesday nights being a hellacious, incredible, can't miss show every week with smart booking,
At least one
characters,
awesome match.
at least one awesome match every week, and intelligent, smart design. How can you have the main roster, which is supposed to be your cash cow, be so utterly crap, and then have Wednesday nights 1 hour, 1/5 the amount of time that the main roster gets in a week, and yet it's always gold.
You know what the biggest compliment I can pay to NXT is? The biggest compliment. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's an easy watch.
Yes.
It's not a chore to get through.
Yeah.
I don't feel dumb like I do when I watch Raw afterwards.
Yeah.
It's an easy watch.
Yeah. Even
it's
when
like,
you have
it's like watching an hour of like Law and Order or a real television show, quote unquote. It's an easy watch.
Even when you have a backlog, like I missed last week's NXT.
Yeah, I'm still way, but I've missed like 3 months. I watched past like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but I'm still way behind.
I missed last week's episode, so I got home. I want to say like around 8:20 on yesterday, and I was like, all right, you know what? This week's episode is still going. Let me queue up last week's episode, and I watched through last week's episode and this week's episode back to back, and no problems watching either one or watching both of them in succession. It's fine. I had no problems with it. I mean, you asked me to watch 2 episodes of Raw back to back, and I will tell you, you can get the hell out of my apartment for that.
The Eighth Amendment says I'm not allowed to do cruel and unusual punishment. So I'm not going to force you to watch 2 episodes of Raw back to back.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd rather watch 2 hours of NXT than 2 hours of Raw 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
So I'm with you there. You know what I like about NXT too? Before we talk about the show in specific,
sure.
Each episode focuses on something different.
Yes.
You have the Andrade Almas episode and Drew McIntyre. You have the episode focusing on the women. You have the episode focusing on the Undisputed Era. And it seems so everything stays fresh that way.
Yeah. I mean, yes, they do have the one drawback to NXT is that being that they only have 1 hour a week, there are certainly elements of the roster.
I think it's an attribute.
I think that because their roster is so huge, they're definitely like with the amount of talent that they have coming up that's going to need a spot. There are definitely elements of the roster that are at risk for getting left behind or forgotten.
And we will talk about one of those elements very soon.
But at the same time, they are the people who are getting the spotlight are capitalizing on it in a huge way. So you know what, you can't complain. It's working out.
NXT is a very good professional wrestling show.
Yes,
it's everything I need in my professional wrestling. That's it. I'm happy. I'm happy watching it. It's easy to watch.
All right, so let's
talk about this card.
Let's dig into this card. Start from the bottom with the match that became official as of last week. Cassius Ohno is going to be facing off against Lars Sullivan.
Remember when I alluded to him a few seconds ago, but Cassius Ohno is one of the people who have been left behind in NXT. Remember when Chris Hero was having 25-minute matches on the Indies that were awesome?
Yes.
That Chris Hero is dead and gone.
Well, I want to say this though, and I think that this is a testament more to the development of the career of the lifetime indie professional. Because Chris Hero's been wrestling for decades now. The guy's been around the block. But he went out, did his indie tour, and he dominated.
Yep.
NXT wanted to bring him back in, not just because he's capable of putting out a good match anytime you put him in the ring, no matter who you put him in the ring with, but also because that kind of skill is so rare to find that you need somebody who can teach that as well. And that's something that I think Chris Hero is being used for.
You're right. You're right about that. And he is, and I'm not going to begrudge him because I guarantee it's easier for him to live the life in Orlando than it is to fly all over the world.
Yeah.
But and we talked about the young lions last week, how their development model is the dojo and then wrestling old dudes for a year.
Yeah.
So if Chris Hero is going to be NXT dad, wrestling the kids, great. You could have a far worse mentor when you go on the Largo loop than, hey kid, you're wrestling Chris Hero for the next 2 months. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that. He might as well be the fat Yuji Nagata or whatever, because that works for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? This is going to be a match that is. I mean, we've seen
This match is going to be like 6 minutes long. It's going to be great.
Lars Sullivan has been squashing dudes left and right.
Mm-hmm. And he should squash Chris Hero.
And I mean, he squashed Tony Lorcan, he squashed Danny Burch, and now he's just this week, just yesterday's episode, he squashed Raul Mendoza, and he's going to squash Chris Hero, and Chris Hero is going to be like, Chris Hero went into Mr. Regal's office to ask for this match as a way to propel him back, as a way to prove that he deserves to be propelled back into the NXT title picture. And this is going to send him back flat on his ass. And it's the right thing to do. Because
I'll go on.
Yeah.
Lars is awesome in the role of the monster.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I don't think he'll ever have a brilliant 4.5-star match in his career, he's my favorite monster in wrestling right now.
Yeah.
What's not to like? He's a big dude who beats the crap out of little dudes. That makes me happy. I'm easy to please. And he's going to be a big dude beating up another big dude.
Yeah.
And he's going to shrug off the roaring elbow, and he's going to hit his move, and he's going to win in 6.5 minutes, and I'm going to be happy.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be 6.5 minutes. They might bring it out to like 10, but I think they'll let Hero get some of his offense in just to show that Lars is somewhat mortal. But I also believe that Lars is going to have a definitive win here.
I mean, you know what the real story of this match is, right? The real story of this match is not can Cassius Ohno win the match. The match is who in God's name can NXT build to beat Lars Sullivan?
Yeah. And also the fact that...
Is it? I mean, who is it? Honestly.
Yeah. Also, the other thing about it is also that all of the guys that Lars has squashed up to this point have all been relatively small guys.
Mm-hmm.
So to see him, just utterly devastate a guy the size of Chris Hero is going to be, a
nice feather in his cap.
It's going to be a sign that he is actually even more dangerous than they've made him out to be, which is what they need to do. It's absolutely what they need to do. But yeah, I'm in agreement with you that he's absolutely going to win the match. Adam, maybe you know what, Adam, maybe that's what they will do. Maybe Dijak will be the guy to beat Lars.
He's got the size.
Yep.
We'll talk about size in a little bit when we get to War Games. Remind me. Yes. I got a size speech.
Yeah, sure thing. Next up, we have the best feud in the entire WWE right now.
Oh, by miles. Miles.
Aleister Black versus
Are you talking about Aleister Black?
Aleister Black versus Velveteen
by miles. This feud is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Feud of the year is a ballot choice, so keep this feud in mind for feud of the year.
It's mine. No, actually, no. I can't outright give that to this because Hiromu Takahashi versus Kushida is a thing.
See, mine is Naito and Tanahashi as my feud of the year. But this is on the ballot. I mean, mine is Naito and Tanahashi because I loved.
See, I don't really think that is necessarily a feud because it was broken up so much. But they had the build to the Dome and the match at the Dome. And then they had 5 months off until
Dominion, and then they had the match at the G1. Yeah, okay. Yeah. But I still think it's still I loved it more than Okada Omega, which I didn't even classify as a feud.
No.
What is yours? Takahashi Dragon Lee?
No, Takahashi Kushida.
What about Skrull? What about Skrull and Ospreay? I know we're getting a little sidetracked here, but what about all over the world Skrull and Ospreay?
I can't get behind Marty Skrull that much. I just can't.
Okay.
But
we got time.
It's just the outright vitriolic hate that exists between Kushida and Takahashi.
Yeah, that's fair.
That is otherworldly to me. I can't not love it. But this is a close second for me right now.
No, this feud's
Black Dream.
Easily the best WWE feud of this year, and maybe the best WWE feud since AJ Cena.
Yeah.
Which was a year and a half ago when it was really hitting its stride.
Mm-hmm.
So this, I mean, the build of this match, which is a mid-card match, which should tell you that, you know what? Every feud matters and every wrestler matters. When you got 30 writers on staff, there's no excuse that you can't come up with something great.
Yeah. And I mean, the funny thing about it is, if you go back over the past few takeovers, most of the past few takeovers, the best matches on the card have been mid-card matches. I mean, Almas Gargano from Brooklyn 3, Dunn Bate from Chicago, Black Almas from Orlando.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that was also where we had the triple threat elimination for the tag team titles. So that's a tough one. It's one of those two though. It's definitely not Rude Nakamura. That's for sure.
And not in Orlando. San Antonio, I thought their San Antonio match was much better than the Orlando match.
Yeah, but for me, San Antonio, the match of the night was Strong Almas.
That's San Antonio as the opener, right?
That was the second match on the card.
Second match. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that match was good.
Yeah.
I was kind of drunk by then, but yeah, I remember enjoying that match a lot.
Yeah. Like the past few takeovers, it's like the main events have been good to great, but there's always been one undercard match that has just flat out delivered. And
you know why I love this feud?
This match is going to be it. This match is going to be
I love this feud?
Yeah. Go for it.
The Velveteen Dream isn't trying to get in the head of Aleister Black to win the title. He isn't fighting him because he's a past relation. He's just in his head, and he's just trying to beat him because he's been unbeatable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's great. I mean, Black's going to win this match. But the way Dream has been renting space in his skull and been an obsessed asshole about it, Dream is going to win this match. Dream's going to win too.
Yeah.
Both these guys are being elevated.
Yeah, absolutely.
The build of this match has been freaking perfect.
Yeah, it's all about agency. That's the thing that is
the only way this match is a disaster, and by disaster I mean this match doesn't work is if it's a total squash for Black, but it won't be.
They absolutely will not be.
So then we're fine.
Yeah, I mean I can tell that they value Dream way too much because they've gone out of their way to not make his character a complete parody of itself.
Yes.
You know, they've towed the line.
And they've steered away from the landmines I thought they were going to steer into.
They've towed the line, but they haven't crossed it. And
they've steered the minefield away from the possibilities of that gimmick that could have been disastrous.
Oh yeah.
In a less subtle way, in a more ham-handed way that this company is prone to doing in the past. They have gone away. When I first saw it, my spider sense went off, and I said, "Uh-oh, we're gonna get the full-blown Orlando Jordan and TNA treatment." You know what I mean? And they have not done that, which is a testament to them.
Yeah,
so
thank goodness for that.
Props to them because they have done, and props to him because they have done a good job walking to the edge of the cliff without jumping off the cliff.
Yep. And you know what? I love, like I was saying before, this match is about agency for Dream in terms of just establishing
and legitimacy, and agency and legitimacy,
giving himself something to work with. And you know, for Black, it's about the fact that he has looked like a god up until now, when a guy just comes out of nowhere and has found a way to worm his way into the impassable facade around Aleister Black and come close to exposing the man within.
I still don't. I'm still not all the way there with Aleister Black yet.
Mm-hmm.
I still think he's a little try hard. I still think he's a little cringe, but I mean, he's been good. Dream has carried this feud. Are you an Aleister Black fan?
I absolutely am. I love this man. And I will admit, like the way the whole thing started with the one promo that Black was going to give, like I think that they let that run for a bit longer than they should have, but they're doing the right thing with him. Like I enjoy the mystery behind him. I enjoy that, like just maybe that's just me because of my affinity towards those kinds of things, like me being a metalhead the way that I am, and
whatever it takes to latch on, right?
Enjoying that aspect of the culture as I do. Black as this mysterious man who just looks dangerous and can back up that look is something that I really like, and I don't mind. I won't mind when they do expose him a little bit and give a little bit more definition to the character, possibly through introducing some vulnerability to the guy. But I also don't mind the fact that this is the first way that they kind of introduced a chink into the armor, because Dream is exactly not the kind of person you would expect to do this to Aleister Black.
No, and I did not think that he had this depth of character in him, to be honest. I thought he was just a kind of narcissistic pretty boy.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect him to have this mean streak, and I didn't expect the man behind the mask to be so good at portraying this mean streak.
Yeah.
He has been a revelation to me on NXT.
He had this week against Cesar Bononi.
Oh, great match.
Spectacular.
Absolutely. And that elbow is so damn sexy, Chris.
The little things like when Jessica Carr grabbed him to pull him out of the corner and he yells, "Don't touch me!" at her, like getting up in her face and getting up in her face as she is the referee of the match. And like, that I don't want to say hostility, but that ambivalence about the authority of another person, because he's the Velveteen Dream and he is not going to be ordered around by anybody. I love it.
He's been a revelation, and he's been excellent.
All the props in the world to Patrick Clark for making.
He's going to lose, but that's okay. That's okay. As long as it's not a squash, and it won't be a squash, I'm happy.
Yeah.
If it's a 12-minute back and forth and Black wins with the kick, cool, great. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm cool with it.
Yeah. And you know what? Patrick Clark has done such a great job with this character that, even a loss here is not going to do a damn thing.
When he blows off the interviewer.
Yeah.
Like, everything. He's nailing. You know what? NXT has my two favorite gimmicks right now in professional wrestling. The Dream and Andrade Almas and his girl.
Mm-hmm.
The two best gimmicks in professional wrestling.
Yep.
Better than the Villain by miles. Better than whatever the hell's going on with Takahashi and his stuffed animal. Better than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, guys, character work matters. It's so hard to get right, but when you do, it makes up for everything. Look, however you connect to the crowd, you connect to the crowd. There are 600 million people who can do flippy-do shit in professional wrestling. Everybody can hit a tope suicida these days. Everybody can hit a pinning combination over and over and over, like Ospreay and Skrull did. Not everybody has a character connect to the crowd.
Yeah.
Quick, Chris, what's Will Ospreay's gimmick? He does flippy shit. It's not a gimmick. Give me a gimmick. Wrestling is built on characters and gimmicks, right? Think of all the all-time greats. Think of all the all-time great wrestlers. The Mount Rushmore guys. Ric Flair, gimmick. Steve Austin, gimmick. The Rock, gimmick. Hulk Hogan, gimmick. Even a guy like Stan Hansen, gimmick. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This isn't tough. If there is anybody who is aspiring to be a professional wrestler, on the off chance they're listening to this show, first of all, hello, we're here every week. Secondly, don't work on your flippy shit. Work on your character. Work on your gimmick. You can go a long way. You can go a long, long way with just a gimmick. You know how I know? Look at Hulk Hogan. Motherfucker couldn't work if you put a gun to his head.
1 hour in a class with your local improv troupe.
That's it.
Will do as much for you in terms of wrestling development as 5 hours of training in the gym will do for you.
That's it.
In one
like
week.
and also while we're speaking of indie wrestling, learn to cut a promo without yelling. By the way,
yeah,
if you modulate your voice and you talk low,
mm-hmm.
all of a sudden the room pays attention.
Yeah,
if you yell and scream and rant and rave, who gives a shit? But when you drop your voice tone, brother Chris, like this, all of a sudden people lean forward to listen to what you have to say.
Yeah. Prime example of that. The Kevin Owens promo after the Festival of Friendship.
That's it.
That was a masterwork.
Speaking of look, Chris Jericho. He's all gimmick. He can't work.
I don't want to talk about Chris Jericho.
But he can't work. He's all gimmick at this point.
Too much gimmick, but whatever.
Yeah, he's working himself into a shoot at this point.
Oh my god.
But like, learn.
Also, shout out to my man Vinny Massaro, Lucha Underground wrestler, who tweeted this week a story about Detroit cops that was the living embodiment of why you shouldn't work yourself into a shoot. Apparently, Detroit cops posing as drug dealers tried to arrest another group of Detroit cops who were posing as people wanting to buy drugs, and it resulted in a fist fight in the middle of the streets of Detroit.
Between the two groups of cops.
Yes,
which was awesome.
Thank you, Vinny, for that.
I'd love to be the one. I'd love to be like the sergeant or lieutenant who was like just yelling at them all afterwards.
Yeah,
all of you idiots. All of you are morons.
Nobody fucking flash a badge. Are you serious?
You don't have like a universal safe word or something among police officers? Seriously. Like, all right. Speaking of gimmicks that I love, Andrade Almas and Drew McIntyre. And the answer is not Drew McIntyre because his gimmick I don't love because his gimmick is kind of non-existent. Pairing Zelina with Andrade has been revelatory.
Yes, absolutely.
The reason Drew's title run has not felt like a big deal. But now it does. His match with Andrade feels like a big deal. And that, you know why? Because of Vega. She is rocketed to the top of NXT. And I will say this right now, she's the best character on this show.
Yeah.
She's just a heel manager. But you know what? In a company that hates managers, she's aced it. Mm-hmm. She's breathed life into him in a way that is badly needed. Because, you know what? At the end of the day, he's one of the best wrestlers on the planet. And now he's acting like it.
Yep.
For a long time, I didn't watch CMLL. I'm not Don Sal or Cam Tierney or any of the CMLL guys. I'm going to say for a long time, I didn't get the hype between Andrade Almas because he was wandering in the wilderness.
Yeah.
But since he's linked up with Zelina, he's been amazing.
Yes.
El Idolo has been great in his own regard. Match against Gargano. But she and he together are the best tandem in the company. Better than Heyman Brock. And I love Heyman Brock. And I love Heyman Brock this week. We'll get to when we get to that match. But better than Heyman Brock. Better than Cesaro Sheamus. Better than Ambrose Rollins. They are the best combo in the company. These two. Like, she has been incredible. And he has held up his end of the bargain too. Now, Drew's going to win. Because Drew's going to be a big deal. And Almas is upper mid-carder, which is too bad. Because he deserves better, but not everyone can be a main eventer, You know
what? I'm gonna actually say I would not be surprised if Almas did win this match.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I would be.
I would not be surprised because I believe that there is a corner of Vince McMahon's mind that is remembering all the promise that he had in Drew McIntyre when Drew McIntyre first showed up.
When he was the chosen one?
When he was the chosen one. And now that Drew is back looking even better than he did when he first joined up and wrestling like a fucking legend, I would not be shocked in any way if
he calls him up?
If he gets called up, yeah.
Sure.
It would be...
I think it's a little early, but it wouldn't shock me.
Yes. But it would not shock me in the least.
Almas is great. Everyone on this show, I keep breaking out the thesaurus, but everyone on this show is so good.
Yeah.
This show is so good. I feel so happy watching because I've been bitching about WWE and I hate bitching about WWE because then I feel bad because then why am I wasting my time watching this shit?
Yeah,
You know?
seriously.
I want to watch a good program. I want to watch good wrestling.
I want to be able to enjoy the damn show.
I want to not hate my life after watching your show.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like an idiot. I don't feel like an idiot when I watch this show, Chris. It's so good.
Yes.
It's right up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
Wandered the earth. They wandered the wilderness for a while. Mora in the spring and stuff, you know?
Yeah, when it was just, getting by on Bobby Roode's theme song.
Yeah. But now everything's clicking. So
it's been fantastic.
Women's match. You have thoughts.
Yeah. Oh,
You're
I
the
do.
women's maestro here.
Yes. So this match is guaranteed to be amazing. I mean, if all four of these ladies show up half asleep and phone it in, this will still be a 3-star match. Ember Moon versus Kairi Sane versus Nikki Cross versus Peyton Royce is going to be one of the best women's matches that NXT has had all year, if not the best, I will say. And this year has had some great women's matches for NXT. But now that they have the specter of Asuka off their backs, and it's not, when is Asuka gonna break the record and
you ready for this illusion
and all that stuff.
She had phase locked the entire division.
Yes,
that was for you.
Excellent analogy. Thank you very much.
That was for you, my friend. Okay, go on.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's accurate. The entire division was frozen in time, unable to move forward, unable to make anything work, as long as Asuka was still there, waiting for the records all to be eclipsed. But now we can move forward from here. And a lot of you are going to be surprised by this. But my pick, a lot of you are going to think my reason for this is going to be because I'm such a huge fan of the person I'm going to pick, but it's not. I actually have a legitimate reason for it. I'm going to explain. My pick to win this match is Peyton Royce. More than Kairi Sane, more than Ember Moon, more than Nikki Cross.
So is mine, by the way.
Is it because of what I explained to you?
What did you explain to me? I may have blacked out.
Okay. So here's the thing that needs to be taken into account. Asuka left the division, left NXT, and moved up to the main roster without having ever taken a loss. She left as the champion and surrendered the belt. Anybody who takes the belt up after her is going to have an insurmountable hill to climb as to whether or not they can equal Asuka in terms of their caliber of champion. So the best solution to that, rather than creating an impossible challenge for your champion to have right out the gate, is to not even try. Put the belt on somebody who is going to bring the belt back to earth. Because for the past 2 years, the NXT Women's Championship has been the best belt in the entire company. The best booked belt and the best legacy belt for the entire company. Asuka had the longest reign of any champion in the company at the time, in the modern era, with that belt. She broke all the streaks on the books with that belt, and nobody can ever equate with that record. The belt as a title is at a level that nobody can possibly reach without breaking all of her records. And that belt does not need that right now. So the best solution is to put the belt on somebody who is going to do the exact opposite of what Asuka did. Don't be a dominant, intimidating, impossible to defeat champion. Be the sniveling, conniving, always needing backup, always cheating to win champion that the crowd is going to hate.
We haven't had one of those in a minute in NXT, by the way.
We have not.
It's been a little bit at NXT that we've had one of those. Because even Bobby Roode was winning matches more or less clean.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And he would tailor-made for that.
Yeah. So Put the belt on Peyton Royce. Have Billie Kay interfere in the match to help her win it. Have Billie Kay continue to interfere in those matches to help Peyton retain the belt and continue to be champion. Have the two of them out there cutting promos every week, talking about how they, as a combined unit, are the NXT Women's Champion. The opposite of when it was Daniel Bryan and Kane declaring, "I am the tag team champions." Now instead it's "We are the NXT Women's Champion." As the iconic duo as a unit are the champion. Have them run through babyface after babyface after babyface after babyface. Even run through some heels. Like you can have them run through Nikki Cross. Have them run through Sonya Deville, Ruby Riott, Ember Moon, Kairi Sane, Dakota Kai, anybody. Anybody you want. Have them run through them. Bring the belt back down to earth. So that when somebody finally does come in and finally is able to equalize Billie Kay in some way and defeat Peyton Royce for that belt, you have a clean slate. You don't have the shadow of Asuka looming over you as if to say, can you possibly ever equate with my reputation? Instead, you have, it's time to restore this belt to prestige that it once had, because it's been marred and tarnished by these sniveling, cheating heels. That's what you do. That's the right thing to do. Because if Ember wins the belt, she has to measure up to Asuka, and she can't. If Kairi wins the belt, she has to measure up to Asuka, and she can't. If Nikki wins the belt in Nikki Cross's hands is too... It becomes too chaotic of a situation because of the fact that she's got Sanity backing her. So there's no way to really tell how it would go. And especially because the rest of Sanity right now are being treated as faces. So there's no way to really tell how it would go with Nikki. But with Peyton Royce, you have a definitive, easily defined, easily booked championship reign that is dependent on cheating heel tactics and the same astoundingly good character work that we've seen from these two for the past year. It's been spectacular. The highlight of the women's division outside of Asuka has been the iconic duo for me and for many others, because their character work is just so above and beyond what any of the other groups of NXT's quote unquote mean girls have done. It's so over the top and above and beyond, and just so much better defined too than either the BFFs or Team Bay. It's just it's got dimension. It's got different directions it can take, all sorts of different ways that they can go with it. And hell, if they want to, you know what they could do? Hell, if they want to, they could have Billie Kay turn on Peyton Royce and split them up over the title. If you really want to go that route, that's a route that they could go over time. There's so many different ways you can go with Peyton Royce as your NXT Women's Champion, and none of them require you to look backwards and look at that 500 and whatever day reign that Asuka had right behind you in your rear view mirror. You can go over the horizon, put that over the horizon behind you, not have to be looking back at it all the time, and instead just look forward. So there's my justification for why we put the belt on Peyton.
If I had to rank in order of who I want to win this match, I think Peyton is number one with a bullet. And then I think Nikki is number two, and the other two are 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And let me tell you why. I wouldn't mind. I'll talk about Nikki first. I wouldn't mind if Nikki Cross won the title. It would be good for the reasons that you said. She is a good foil to Asuka in terms of her tenure with the company, in terms of how she wrestles, in terms of her character work. Is all a good foil. I think you nailed it with Peyton, though. We haven't had a conniving scoundrel heel champion in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Ember Moon, I've gone on before about her lack of character. I still think it's lacking.
Somebody tweeted something hilarious today that I want to repeat. I don't remember the exact substance of it, but I'm going to try and get it as best as I can. Given going into this match, given that Ember knows she's not going to win, when they're laying out the match, she should consistently just every time they give her a suggestion about what she's going to do, she should just repeatedly shoot it down by saying, "That's not what my character would do," over and over and over and over again until somebody finally
playing D&D.
Until somebody finally breaks on her and says, "You don't have a character."
Yeah, like she's playing D&D.
Yeah, just do that.
She has no character.
Yeah,
We talked about the wrestlers who are just flippy boys.
I hate saying it, but the character aspect for her is absolutely lacking in a way that
it's been lacking for a year.
To be remedied. It absolutely needs to be remedied.
It's been. I mean, I feel like we had this conversation a year ago.
Yeah, we might have. We might have. Yeah.
I wanted Sonya Deville to win that 3-way. By the way, over her. Just not gonna lie. I thought it would be a cool change of pace.
Yeah, Sonya's not ready for the title scene yet,
but whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think Kairi Sane should win this match. She's awesome. Don't get me wrong. She will be the star of this match. But if she's the primary babyface of the women's division right now, she'll win the title at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Or SummerSlam if they can somehow manage to keep it away from her for 9 months.
Yeah. I don't think that they need to put the belt on her right now.
No.
I think that would actually be a disservice to her to put the belt on her right now. Because
about Kairi Sane, ditch the wheel.
Ditch the wheel. Ditch the
marching shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's
so stupid.
It is.
The wheel's really dumb too.
The wheel does not have the charm. She had the telescope in Stardom that had charm and was easy to do. The wheel is clunky and just so over the top and dumb. Just doesn't do anything for me like the telescope did.
Yeah, it's the pirate gimmick is dumb.
Yeah,
talk about gimmicks. It's but she's awesome. She'll get over it. I don't know. Maybe she won't. We said that about Ember Moon. Ember Moon was awesome, and Shimmer, just like Kairi Sane was awesome in Stardom, and we said, "Oh, her gimmick shit, she'll get over it," and she never got over it. So maybe she won't.
Well, they stepped away from some of the supernatural bullshit, so that has helped.
That true.
But they haven't replaced it with anything. That's the real problem.
She's just, I am a wrestler.
Yeah.
That's doesn't really get you.
Now she's just fiery babyface Ember Moon, which is okay, but there needs to be more to it. There needs to be more definition to it.
If the only way Peyton Royce is going to win is a multi-person match, and hey, it's a multi-person match, Chris.
Yeah.
If it were me, I'd have her win this match, then drop the belt to Ember, and then you can have your 4.5-star Ember Kairi Sane WrestleMania match, which would be great. Or something. But as Peyton Royce. Wow. Peyton Royce as your transitional champion to act as the definitive yin to Asuka's yang.
Makes all the sense in the world.
And I would have no problem with her holding the belt till the Rumble.
Yeah.
And then drop it to Ember or Kairi and have them wrestle each other.
I'd actually be okay with her holding it all the way till WrestleMania and have the Takeover New Orleans be where she drops it.
Sure. That works too. But I am here for fun Snapchat videos with the belt running around Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
And Instagram stuff and cool character work. Character work matters, man. Yep. It matters. I
know there are people like Madeline I see in the chat. She said right there she can't stand the icons and it's not entertaining for her. I fully accept that there are some people who are not.
They are over the top.
Not enjoy the gimmick.
They are over the top.
You know what? That's okay. There are people who love the gimmick too, and that's okay too. Wrestling is always going to have things that you like and things that you hate.
NXT 100% botch Ember Moon's run, also from Madeline, friend of the show, Madeline.
Yes.
I think Ember had a little, not even little, had part of that. She still can't cut a decent promo. But the whole supernatural gimmick, and then they went away from it, but I think it was a little too late. So, Sure. Her jobbing out to Asuka twice didn't help her.
Not at all.
At all. Clean.
Not giving her any...
Didn't help her.
Yeah. No redemption. That was the real problem. And also the fact that, when Asuka had her retirement, they gave her...
clap. Yeah, I hated
spot in the ring.
The whole ceremony I hated. Oh, that was so
my word.
I hated that. Yeah. I hate. I know. We all know this shit's fake. You don't have to rub it in our faces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come on, guys. We know. We all know. But at least pretend.
Yeah.
Like, come on. At least pretend there's some animus there.
Yes.
You know? So.
Yes.
By the way, isn't it crazy how great the storytelling is on this show?
Yeah.
This isn't hard. This isn't. You're not transplanting kidneys here, people.
Yeah.
There's a power vacuum in the newly Asuka-less NXT Women's Division, and now there's a race of people to fill it.
Yes.
It's funny how that works. Like,
exactly.
It's not hard. The easiest stories throughout history are the simple ones. A coming of age story, you know, two lovers trying to reconcile story, a man trying to find his way back home to his wife and kids after a war. There's a reason this shit's timeless. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not complicated. So, what's next? War Games.
War Games.
War Games. Bummed about the rules, by the way. I was hoping it was a straight-up War Games, not whatever the hell wacky-ass rules they have here.
They took the roof off the cage.
Yeah, it's a problem, too.
I think the reason why
have you seen the War Games match yet? Like, from
no,
like the 90s?
I have not.
Watch the one from 92. Paulie Dangerously's Dangerous Alliance versus Sting Squad.
Mm-hmm.
Watch that one, 92.
Okay.
That's your homework assignment. It's on the network. It's on the network. I don't know. There's a War Games collection.
I will do my best to get to it, and it's going to be pretty hectic
It's
next few days, but
it's
I will do
pretty
my best to get to it.
1992 War Games match.
Yeah.
So spelled that wrong. I spelled 1982 wrong somehow. Yeah, Wrestle War 1992. That's what you're looking for.
All right.
Sting Squadron versus the Dangerous Alliance. Wow, whoa. Sting, Barry Windham, Dustin Rhodes, Ricky Steamboat, and Nikita Koloff versus Steve Austin, Rick Rude, Arn Anderson, Bobby Eaton, and Larry Zbyszko.
Wow.
So yeah, watch that match. Wrestle War 1992. May 17th, 1992 from Jacksonville, Florida. Proving that, yes, good things can happen in Jacksonville, Florida.
Wow.
Not many, but some.
Wow.
So, that's your homework assignment.
All right.
And I buried the entire town of Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I will look it up.
Oh, War Games.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
I want to talk about size real quick.
Yes.
Okay. I think in the WWE, size still matters a little bit because there are so many big guys. And I say that because I look at the Undisputed Era of three dudes who are 5'8" and $180, and I can't take them seriously when they're up against the Authors of Pain and Killian Dane and even Alexander Wolf, who's a bigger dude.
Yeah.
I you know what? In Ring of Honor, being 5'8" and $180, Adam Cole works. But here, I can't take three ass kickers seriously when they're little flippy boys. Or in O'Reilly's case, little submission boys. You know? I can't do it. I can't suspend disbelief enough that Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly are threatening the Authors of Pain when the two of them outweigh the three of the Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
I can't cross that bridge. It's a bridge too far, dude.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
That was exactly the thing that I said when I thought that there was a chance that DIY could beat AOP. Back at the beginning of the year. There were quite a few times when I went off in multiple different mediums of saying the idea that two guys who weigh a combined 400 pounds could ever defeat two guys who weigh a combined 615 is ludicrous to me.
There's a reason we have weight classes in combat sports.
Yes.
Now, I know we do not have weight classes in professional wrestling except for 205 Live. I know AJ Styles is 5'10" and about 220 or 210, and he's wrestling Brock Lesnar, and we'll get there.
Yeah.
But they have steered into that by saying AJ is the underdog who is faster and has cardio.
Yes.
They have not done that with Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish. Mm-hmm. They have presented them like the NWO, except Scott Hall was 6'4", Kevin Nash was 6'10", and Hulk Hogan was Hulk Hogan, who was also 6'4", or whatever the hell he was, and jacked.
Yep.
These guys look like kids playing wrestlers. Adam Cole has a shitty body.
He does.
Come on, man. You know?
Yeah.
I can't take you three seriously in this match.
Seriously. I even have difficulty on this one too.
And I'm a size geek, you know.
Like, though I get the whole idea that Undisputed Era is going to be the cheating heel team, but how are you going to have them cheat inside of the War Games? I mean, yeah, of course we've had interference inside of cages and inside of Hell in a Cell, within the past few years. That's happened. I that's not something I will dispute in any capacity. But all the same, who are they going to bring? Is this going to be how they debut Dijak? I don't know. Is this going to be like, if Leo Rush is even still with the company, is this how they bring him into the fold?
Speaking of little flippy boys,
I don't know. Like, I don't know what they do here, because I realistically do not see any way that Undisputed Era comes out of this match as the winners, but they're the ones who need to win the match more than anybody else. They need to justify these three are deserving of all the hype that they are getting right now. And I don't see any way that it happens.
No, not in this company, dude. I mean, I like Adam Cole a lot.
Yeah.
But I like him more when he's wrestling other little dudes. I don't like him here. I can't do it in this company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how the hell am I supposed to take Adam Cole versus Killian Dane seriously?
Yeah. And here's the thing.
Or Adam Cole versus Akam.
Yeah.
Like, how?
Yeah, there's no way that I would take Adam Cole over Akam.
And that goes for Fish and O'Reilly too, because all three of them are little.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Adam Cole was brought to NXT because his character work is stellar.
It's unbelievable.
It's fantastic.
And he's an awesome promo.
He's a fantastic promo. He knows how to convey all up and down the spectrum, all sorts of different character work. And he can deliver that aspect of things. His ring work is okay. It's not going to blow you away.
Cat yelling in the background?
No, there's a kid out in the hallway in my building. Stupid thin walls. Sorry about that.
That's okay. No, you're good.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Yeah. No, it's children. Stupid children.
Children ruin everything.
Yep. Don't have kids.
Children ruin everything. Man, I cannot tell how often you see a couple get married and they're newlyweds and they're having the greatest time and they're going out to eat every night and they're hanging out at your place over the weekend or whatever. You're meeting them. You know what I mean? And then they have a kid and they fall off the face of the earth.
Yep. It's terrible.
Go the bleep away. Kids cut into your wrestling time, people.
This is the truth.
So,
anyway, yeah, I do not see any way that Adam Cole comes out of this match looking like the star that they brought him in to be. Honestly.
How the hell? Madeline's right. How the hell am I supposed to take Adam Cole, Drew McIntyre seriously?
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre's like a foot taller than he is.
Yeah.
It's like a 12-year-old fighting an 18-year-old or some shit.
Easily. I maintain.
Being said, they're going to win this match.
Yeah, and I don't know how.
Neither do I. I'm curious unless Dijak runs in or something.
Unless everybody gets incapacitated and they're able to pin Roddy Strong and Eric Young to get the wins, that's the only way I see it happening. Like, if they can somehow incapacitate the big guys. But I don't know how they do it. I really don't.
Neither do I.
mean, especially under these rules, you can guarantee that the first...
It's like Roddy Strong turns heel because he finally embraces his friends or whatever, but that's dumb.
He's not. That's not happening.
No, I know. I hope he doesn't. I'm just saying, I'm trying to think of a way that they get the Undisputed Era beating two teams who are bigger and stronger than they are.
Especially under these rules, because, you know for a fact that for Team AOP Roddy and for Team Sanity, the littlest guys on those teams are not the ones starting the matches.
Nope.
I guarantee you it's going to be Razor and Killian Dane in there with...
I think Roddy starts because he's got the cardio to go for a while. You can't have Razor in there for 25 minutes. You know what I mean? Even if he's going to sell for 20 of those minutes. I think you're going to have Roddy in there because he can bump and he can do crazy shit. And then Akam and Razor come and rescue him. For the hopes for the hot tag, quote unquote.
I suppose. I mean, I guess you could have like if it's
this match is
Roddy.
weird.
If it's Roddy and Cole and then Dane, I guess you could have Roddy and Cole team up to take down Killian. But even then, it's like then they have to turn on each other. But
so if I understand it, it's each guy starts a match and then two guys from one team come in at once.
Yep. And
so then it becomes 3-on-1-on-1.
Yep, and then it becomes 3-on-3-on-1, and then it becomes 3-on-3-on-3. and after
And
it
then
becomes
one
3 on
fall to a
3,
finish.
and then one fall to the finish. Yeah,
That's very dumb. That's not how War Games used to be. Just 1-on-1, and then 2-on-1, and then 2-on-2. You know what I mean?
Well, you know why? Because they don't want it getting bloody. Because PG.
You can still have.
I know.
You don't have color. You don't need color.
I know. But they're trying to avoid it as best they can.
Whatever. Watch the one I told you to watch.
Especially because of what happened. You remember what happened in Dallas when Joe got cut open early in his match against Finn, and there was
that sucked.
They had to keep stopping the match. Even though I really enjoyed that match, despite that, that ruined the match for a lot of people.
Ruined the card. I think I had that. That was one of my. I think I had that as my show of the year, despite that. How good that card was.
Yeah. But yeah, like they're going to do everything in their power to avoid that from happening. Even if somebody running into the cage by accident, it's still a risk. So,
well, I mean, how are you gonna? How does having more people in there prevent running into the cage by accident?
Yeah, exactly.
I think they're just. I don't know.
They might just be spitballing.
Undisputed does nothing for me. I think that's the moral of the story. Then again, they should win. They should win this match, but yes. They should win it by having by being filthy, dirty heels.
Mm-hmm.
So, anything else on NXT before we pound out Survivor Series?
No, I'm just gonna say I should put it in the chat. But yeah, Matt, Cesaro bleeding like a stuck pig at the last pay-per-view, but that wasn't in Texas, where Texas has an ordinance against blood in sporting events or something. I don't know what it was, but that was why they had to keep stopping the match in Dallas, because of that Texas ordinance that prevents them from having the bleeding like that.
Good thing it wasn't around for the Von Erichs Freebirds, otherwise the feud would have been a disaster.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's talk about Survivor Series.
All right, close one tab, open the next tab.
Now this is the card that will either make or break the weekend, because if this card is great, then the whole weekend's great. If this card is bad, it has the potential to overshadow the greatness of War Games and just bring everything down. But we'll see. Let's start from the top.
I have no thoughts on Kalisto and Enzo.
The rematch between Kalisto and Enzo seems just like a time waster. It's a time waster. Enzo got his face stuffed in a cake on 205 Live this week. Hoo-ha. That was funny.
Whatever.
He's going to win the match anyway.
Enzo's unique that he can take a beating every week and still keep his heat.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Yes,
we know you hate him, blah, blah, blah. You hate him because he's a bad guy, and you hate a heel. Film at 11, we know.
Next up, we have Intercontinental Champion The Miz.
Speaking of another match I don't care at all about.
Versus United States Champion
Baron Corbin. This is my run and get Thai food match.
Yeah, this is going to be a terrible match.
2.5 stars if we're lucky.
Yeah, because Baron Corbin can't work.
Who's playing the face?
Probably Miz. I will say this. The back and forth on Twitter between these two has been... Well, at least Miz's part of the back and forth between these two on Twitter has been great. Miz and you know me, I will never give credit to anything the Miz does, but I'm going to give credit to the Miz here. That very first promo he cut on Corbin on Twitter that ended with him saying, "If you ever say a thing about my wife again, I will find you and I will punch your teeth down your throat," was fantastic.
That's babyface, baby.
Amazing. Yeah. Well done. Amazing.
And defending his wife's honor.
Yeah.
That scoundrel heel. Oh, wait. He's not a heel. Whatever. I don't care about
Corbin is a heel.
Oh, yeah, Corbin is. But
yeah,
Corbin also has a bad Twitter game.
Yeah. His promos were less good.
Yeah.
I was hoping Sin Cara would win on Tuesday, and that it would
be I. Then you would have a real face versus heel dynamic.
That would be so much better.
Instead, we have boring Corbin.
Side note, hang on. Let me find this real quick. Because somebody tweeted this earlier this week, and I don't believe it. But yeah, okay, yeah, apparently this is true. Guy who plays Sin Cara, Jorge Arias, former Unico. Want to know how old he is?
Like 43?
He's 40.
Yeah, I knew he was old. He's awesome.
I didn't know he was that old.
Unico was good too.
Yeah.
I think he's
like he is now the Sin Cara.
He's related to someone. He's related to someone in Graps. I don't know who off the top of my head. He's from a family of someone.
Let me look.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive he's related to someone.
No, it does not say that he is related to anybody.
I thought he was. Maybe I'm
No.
an idiot.
But
Entirely possible that I'm stupid.
that's
Has
all right.
happened before.
That's all right.
You know.
Mhm. Either way, this match would be
Arias.
this match would be so much better if it was Sin Cara, but it's not. So
Let's see. Oh
unfortunate.
no, he's not.
Yeah.
He also likes shooting on guys in the back, which is great.
Oh yeah. You gotta love real shooter Sin Cara.
Yeah,
It's
like
spectacular.
guy who's like 5'8" and beats the crap out of guys backstage.
Yeah. Amazing.
He's also better at this than Mystico was.
Oh, 1,000 times better than
That Mystico thing was kind of a disaster.
Oh bad, yeah.
Oh.
But props to Jorge Arias for still sticking with it and being Sin Cara for this long.
All right.
He's
What else in this card do you want to talk about?
Next up, we have we'll save the 2 5-on-5s for the end.
Sure.
Let's talk about Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss versus SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair.
Great.
Charlotte won the title this week.
That was so cool.
I got to celebrate with her dad.
That rocked.
Yeah.
That was great. SmackDown was really good this week, except for the whole opening segment sing-along thing, which was really bad.
Oh,
but
God,
the rest of SmackDown was really good, and Raw was really good. In fact, both these shows had awesome go-home shows.
Yes.
Yeah, SmackDown was great. Bryan Danielson shooting on Frank Mir's horrible knee submission.
Oh, my God. That was so good.
Not only shooting on Brock, but shooting on Frank Mir's submission game.
So good.
Paul Heyman? How about Paul Heyman? You know, she's only with you because she's never been close to a beast like Brock Lesnar.
Oh my God!
I almost think that was planted. That's how great that was.
Folks, actually, I can't say never proposed to somebody at a wrestling show because I saw.
Oh God! Don't be that guy.
I saw a proposal. I saw a proposal at Progress New York that actually worked.
At Raw. There was one at Raw. There was one at Raw. In December, and it was during a Cena promo, and after everyone cheered, and Cena said, "Hey, props to you for getting married," everyone in the crowd chanted, "Marry Nikki." So it was in like December of last year before he actually did propose to Nikki. So yes, it has happened. But you know what? Don't be that guy. The guy who proposed in the big screen needs to get kicked in the head. I want the Young Bucks to fly in and put on the super kick shoes they kick Candice LeRae with the thumbtacks.
Oh, God, don't ever talk to me about that.
And super kick the guy in the head who proposed in the big screen at a sporting event.
Oh, God. Yeah. Don't be that guy. I will say, don't be that guy.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
But
no one likes that guy.
Yeah.
So where were we? We got way lost. Oh, Charlotte.
Yeah.
Charlotte.
So Charlotte won the title this week and got to celebrate with her dad, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. Great stuff. Definitely made up for her losing the belt and Ric Flair celebrating with Sasha Banks.
I'm just surprised that a wrestler won in their hometown of this company.
That's actually been happening a lot more lately.
Oh, thank God.
Cedric Alexander also won in Charlotte this week. Rich Swann won in Baltimore a few pay-per-views ago.
Speaking of, the team of Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann are great. Had another great match on 205 Live against Gallagher and Kendrick.
Yeah.
I'll point that out.
Great stuff.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah.
Who wins this match, Charlotte or Natalya? Charlotte or Alexa, excuse me. I'm confusing my blonde wrestlers. All the blondes match.
Yeah. I think that
I think Lexi wins dirty.
No, I think Charlotte wins.
Really?
And then Wrinkle.
Lexi doesn't win matches dirty. She wins matches clean.
And Wrinkle.
Which is so astonishing.
Wrinkle. I think Carmella cashes in on Alexa.
Ooh. Can she do that?
She can.
Are you sure? It's not her belt.
The Money in the Bank briefcase does not stipulate a particular brand's championship. Sure? It just says you can cash in for a women's championship match.
Well, why can't she cash in on Charlotte if
she could? No, I'm saying Charlotte wins, and then Carmella cashes in on Alexa.
And then what, moves to Raw?
And then moves to Raw, yeah.
Sure. All right. Okay. Works for me.
I mean, obviously, you know,
If
Raw.
Alexa's going to have a good match, by the way, it's going to be against Charlotte.
Yeah, no, yeah,
Uh,
Charlotte's.
So if Alexa's going to have and I thought she's been better as of late, but it's still a lot of smoke and mirrors. It's going to be against Charlotte. My problem is I don't think I like the idea of Charlotte selling for a woman who's half a foot shorter than she is. Again, we talked about the size stuff.
Yeah, I'm
Different
not
for the women. Different for the women than the men. A little different, you know.
Yeah, but still,
Alexa's like 5'1" and Charlotte's like 5'9".
Yeah,
jacked. You know, not that Alexa isn't in shape. Don't get me wrong, but like Charlotte is 7 inches taller and 40 pounds heavier, maybe.
Probably,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, give or take. Like, I can't believe that she's gonna...
Alexa Bliss probably weighs 110 pounds soaking wet. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and Charlotte is 5'8" and jacked. You know, if not taller.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to believe that Charlotte's working underneath in this match. Like, come on, unless there's like a weapon spot or something, like, you know, hits her with the belt behind the ref's back or something weird, which is entirely possible. So, all right, what's next? The Bar?
Yeah, let's do that. Raw Tag Team Champions, The Bar versus SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The Usos.
I think this could be the match of the night.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
This could be the match of the night. All four of these.
I think if there's one other match that might
tag team wrestling,
that might challenge it, but yeah, this is a strong possibility of being the match of the night.
I love tag team wrestling.
Yeah,
you know,
spectacular stuff.
Again, heel versus heel. Well, yeah, heel versus heel.
Yeah,
so, but that's okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
And I think that actually, I don't know if they really are going to classify the Usos as heels, because I mean, after the match with the New Day at Hell in a Cell, like, they're kind of like, I mean, yeah, they're still cutting the same kind of promos, and they've been cutting the same kind of promos on Gable and Benjamin, but all the same, like, that moment after Hell in a Cell made me believe that they really are trying to give some dimension and depth to them as a team, and I think that we might see that a little bit on display here. And I think that the Usos are going to win this too.
Are they tweeners? I think they're tweeners.
Yeah, I think they would qualify as tweeners at this point.
Sure,
but they have more heat right now, and I think that the company wants to continue that.
Okay.
So I think that the Usos are going to win this match, and I think it's going to be a good one, though. It's definitely going to be a good one. Next up, we have a special attraction match, as we would call it in New Japan. The Shield versus the New Day.
Sure.
This is the match I think that could also contend to be match of the night.
You know how it ends, right?
Oh yeah, Shield wins.
You know how it ends, though, right? With the spear and the powerbomb, like
triple powerbomb, Kofi Kingston. They win.
I mean, there's two matches. There are two matches on this show where I can predict the ending with 100% certainty.
Yes.
This match in the main event.
But as we've seen in New Japan Pro Wrestling, matches where you know the outcome with 100% certainty are still capable of being insanely good.
I do not think this will be insanely good, but I think this will be enjoyable.
I think this could be an excellent match, because the New Day.
Do you think like 4.5?
I think so.
Whoa, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's gonna get the time. I don't think it's gonna get the time, first of all, which is through no fault of the performers.
Oh, I think so.
I think this is getting like 12 minutes in and out.
No, I don't think so.
It's a 4-hour show, right?
Yeah.
The 5-on-5 men's match is getting like an hour 10 between introductions, the video, introductions, the match, whatever post-match shit. It's getting like an hour 10.
No, I'm only gonna say an hour.
The match itself is going to be an hour.
No, I think even with the videos and entrances and shit, I think it's only going to be an hour.
I don't think so.
Remember the age of those guys? Those guys are not going to be are not in the condition to go for that long. Nobody in that match though. Nobody in that match is selling for that long.
I am already looking forward to Shane McMahon laying on the apron because he's so blown up like last year. Remember that?
Yeah, I know.
That was the best. Where AJ had to like lift him up to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
And then Roman almost killed him through no fault of Roman's.
Yes.
And then he kicked out because he was so concussed.
Mm-hmm.
Stop fucking cosplaying wrestler, you bastard.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. We were talking about the New Day and the Shield, right?
Yeah, I think this match goes 20, and I think that
I really wish they had not wasted the Shield's reunion on Raw.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
whatever. You're
that
not
is what it
popping a
is.
buy rate anyways anymore, so who cares?
Yeah.
Like, the days of buy rates are over.
Yeah.
The Shield are still a draw.
Yes.
I mean, as a tandem, none of the three are draws separate, but together they're great.
The New Day has been putting in amazingly good work.
Are the New Day breaking up?
No. Hell no.
Seemed like there was a little something on SmackDown.
No, New Day's never breaking up.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I don't think in this match, but I think
not with how much they have, not with how much they have continually supported one another, and like the push they continue to give about how great Kofi is. You know, Xavier and Big E are still lobbying backstage. I'm certain of it. They're still lobbying for Kofi to get a world title run before he retires. I'm certain of that.
We'll see.
You know,
no, this match should be fine. I think I can go. I think 4 is a reasonable estimation for this match. And 4 stars is a great match. Like, let's not live in the world where 4 stars is a shitty match. Like, I don't want to be the guy who's like, oh man, you thought this match was 4.5 stars and not 5, therefore it sucked. No, I don't want to be that guy. Like, that guy can go get kicked in the head along with Miracle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm throwing out super exciting one. I think this could be a 4-star match. I am excited for the return of Seth Rollins face in peril. One of my all-time favorite things from the Shield run was Seth Rollins face in peril.
Although now I can also do Dean as face in peril as well.
I am also excited for the inevitable Dean Ambrose heel turn, which is where I think this goes. Because once Roman wins that belt, speaking of predetermined matches where we know the outcome, at WrestleMania, he's going to need someone to feud with. And I think a feud with a heel Dean Ambrose can carry us.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Enough steam there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Always look ahead, my friend.
Yes.
No Gato was planning Naito's first feud post Wrestle Kingdom right now. Well, actually, right now he's probably asleep because it's like in Japan. So
he might be awake. Japanese they do have a tendency to wake up early.
Maybe he's getting a nice lift in the morning.
Yeah, he might be doing his morning cardio. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But either way, he's the very best plan ahead. Jim Smallman's planning ahead at Progress, right? Yes. So plan ahead for the Dean Ambrose to be the first guy. You got to make that catch, kid. Sorry, I got the football game on mute, and he just dropped the ball in the end zone, like wide open, number 82 for Tennessee. I don't even know who he is, but get ready for Dean Ambrose to make his first, to be the first. I don't want to say sacrificial lamb because that implies that he's going to be useless, and that's not how I view it, but to be the first dance partner for Roman Reigns post WrestleMania. Yeah. Heel Dean. Slick back hair Dean. That
would be interesting.
So, I haven't seen heel Dean since the Shield.
No, we have not.
He was a face from the minute Seth hit him with that chair, and an uber face. He was the faciest of faces,
Mm-hmm.
So, I still think Dean could have been the guy, but that ship has sailed. I still think Seth could have been the guy at one point, but that ship has also sailed, and we've talked about Roman. So, yes. This has been a case study as to how to take 3 guys and make them less than they were when they were together. But
yes.
So we go. What do I like to say? You go to war with the army you have?
Yep.
You go to war with the army you have, and this is the army we have. And I hope the Shield stay together for a long time because the 3 of them together are great. And you can tell they like being together because they got a spring in their step and a pop in their voice.
Yep.
And I am all for having my wrestlers be happy because then they're better at their jobs. Happy workers are better, no matter what the job is.
The repeat of the split shirts thing from
don't wear that shirt anymore. That shirt was terrible.
That was all Seth.
I'm not a fan of that.
That was all Seth last year, and you could tell that Dean and Roman doing it with him again this year was like, okay, you know what? We're happy we're back together too. Let's all do the thing, just because Seth is clearly so enthused by this. So. Yeah, I don't.
Seth telling Roman to stop talking about Stephanie taking a bump. Like him just shaking his head like, stop talking, dude.
Tell me that promo was not great. Tell me that promo was not great.
I do admire their pluck. I shouldn't say pluck. I do admire them pulling out all the stops to try to get Roman cheered. Roman. Notice how Roman gets to be the one who talks back to Steph. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying. God damn it! They're trying. They're trying everything they can to get this guy cheered.
About that aspect of it, I'm purely talking about the fact that was a well-delivered promo from Roman.
Yeah.
Content, excellent delivery.
I mean,
very well done.
We talk about Roman won the problem there. The fact that I feel like an idiot for watching Steph berate people is the problem.
Oh yeah, no, I mean Steph.
That's
once again,
whatever. It's been 20 years, and the McMahons are the centerpiece, and you know what? You know that going in. Like if you watch WWE and you don't know that the McMahons are the highlight, then that's on you at this point. Like it's a fucking McMahon family circle jerk.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So
yeah.
But yeah, Roman's great. I got no problem with him in the Shield. Now here's the question. Here's the $64,000 question. What happens when he has to go on his own? That's what I'm curious to see, my friend. Does that heat transfer? And I think we both know the answer to that. But you know what? At this point,
no. I mean,
at this point, you know, the die is cast, right?
There are still the people in the crowd who are booing every time he grabs the microphone. Absolutely.
Here's my thing, though. Here's my thing with Roman, and then we'll move on.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of eggs, and we'll talk. We're going to use this as a segue. Okay. A lot of eggs were put in the Jason Jordan basket.
Yes.
The fans rejected it, so they pumped the brakes. He's going heel. They're taking it in a new direction, right? A lot of eggs
are going back to SmackDown,
or whatever. They're changing course. Is the
yes,
point.
Absolutely.
A lot of eggs are put in the Jinder Mahal basket, but live attendants were suffering. They had to cut it into the show because nobody was going. People weren't that excited for Survivor Series, so they took the belt off him. They changed course, so Survivor Series can have a better main event, and people who hate Jinder can, stop hating Jinder. They changed course, right?
Yeah.
A lot of eggs been put in the Roman Reigns basket. It's been resoundingly rejected by a large portion of your fan base. Attendance has suffered, but they stick to the damn plan. Course for Jason Jordan, for Jinder Mahal. This when the evidence dictated that you should change course, but for Roman, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're stubborn. It fucking takes to get this guy over, man. I'm not going to WrestleMania because of Roman Reigns. I decided that today.
Okay.
I'm not. You know why? Not even because of Roman Reigns. I like Roman Reigns. I think he's a damn good professional wrestler. I think he's a great professional wrestler. But I don't feel like dropping $1,000 to sit there in the crowd to no heat and have him get booed out of the building. Like, the idea of dropping $1,000 in flight and hotel and airfare and tickets and T-shirts and hurricanes on Bourbon Street and all the rest of that to see a WrestleMania headline by Roman Reigns, who everyone hates, versus Brock Lesnar, who doesn't give a damn, like, it isn't appealing to me, man.
See, I'm not going just because the cost factor is too much for me. But
yeah, well, that doesn't help. Well, if I had the money, I'd go. Believe me, I could have made it work financially.
Yeah. If I had the money, I would have gone, but I wouldn't have gone to Mania. I would have gone to as many indie shows as I could have gone to, but I wouldn't have gone to Mania.
That? My friend didn't only wanted to go to Mania, and I'm like, I really don't want to go to Mania.
No.
It's like I'd want to just go to Progress, but like,
even
the thought of me going to Mania and sitting. First of all, it's gonna be like 9 hours. God,
yeah, that is a fuck no.
God damn. And that's obviously that's not Roman's fault. It's not his fault that the show was 9 hours. But it's gonna be. It's like I'm just tired of it all, man.
Yeah,
I'm tired. I mean, I got into a giant ass Twitter argument. Yes, Tuesday. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sitting there arguing with people on Twitter about it. It's just like, God, man. Like, and I'm just tired of it all. Give the guy the belt. Let's see what happens. Like, it's predetermined. It's predestined. We know what the end game is.
Yeah.
I've been calling for him to have the belt for 6 months. Give him the belt. Let's see what happens. But it doesn't mean I want to see it in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I'm not going to WrestleMania. That and the fact that it's going to cost me like $1,000. That's a bigger deal. But like, so
it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. That being said, this match should be good. I think you're right. 4 stars at least. Wouldn't shock me. You're talking me into this match, Chris. You know what I mean? All these guys are good workers. All 6 of these guys work.
Yep. It only takes
You
a
know,
little bit, man.
that's it. And they're all great in their roles.
And the thing about it is, the Shield is better when they're together than they
Oh,
are
by
apart.
miles.
Yeah.
I wanted to be together forever. I don't even want them to break up. I mean, I know they're going to, because that's how teams work.
It sucks.
But like, if it was just like, all right, guys, we took care of business. Let's all shake hands and go our separate ways. See you in 2 years. I'd be cool with that too. You know?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Like, not every like, look at Roppongi Vice. Like, Beretta didn't turn on Rocky Romero, did he? They did the little jumping high five and they went their separate ways.
Yep.
So, not every tag team needs to be thrown into the big screen. So.
Exactly. That's the way it should be.
So, yeah, this match should be good. You're right. I shouldn't be crapping on the workers in this match because all 6 of these dudes are good. That's on me. So it's just all the extracurricular shit.
That's all right.
But whatever. That's Monday's problem.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Madeline, calm down. Sorry. It's a little bit extreme.
I muted half of you. Wow.
This is Survivor Series, not Extreme Rules.
You'll always boo. I'll always boo what? I don't boo any. You know, when I go to a wrestling show, I make no noise. I take notes on my phone. I don't boo or cheer or anything unless it's like something super crazy. You know, like if it's CM Punk or something. But like, when I go to AEW, I don't boo or cheer. I just sit there and I take notes on my little legal pad, so I can send the reports to friend of the show, Reverend Kane.
Legal pad.
Yeah, bring a legal pad.
Nice.
You know, I'm like Dave Meltzer with less curls and less love of PWG.
And less traps.
Yeah, shit. Traps don't lie, baby. All right, with men or women? Let's women's. Talk about the women's match.
Yeah, let's do the women's match first. So it's Team Raw, which is Alicia Fox, Nia Jax, Asuka, Sasha Banks, and Bayley, versus Team SmackDown, which is Becky Lynch, Carmella, Naomi, Tamina, and a to be announced partner.
Natalie or Natalia? I keep calling her Natalie. Natalia?
Well, I mean, that would be what conventional wisdom would say. But who knows if they want to do a Paige debut here.
Return of Paige and her punny finishing maneuvers, all named Rampage. Yeah. Remember when she had 2 different Rampages?
I only remember the Paige tap out and the Rampage. That's all I remember.
She had another Rampage. It was like it was the Cloverleaf that was the Lion Tamer. Maybe that was when she was in Shimmer.
That might have been when she was in Shimmer.
It was like a Cloverleaf, but it was a super elevated one. It was also called the Rampage.
No, I don't remember that one.
It's too bad. It was a cool move.
Yeah. I only remember she had the one finisher that she used in her first match against AJ Lee that she never
the weird
used,
spinny thing, yeah.
That she never used again. And then
the armbar thing. And
then she had the and then she has the PTO, and then she has the Rampage, and that's
which is much better on a table for some reason.
Yes.
She always uses the
PTO on the table is always better.
Oh no, on the table. Oh no. Like that was the best for like 3 months, where she would always do it to people on the announce table for whatever inexplicable reason.
Yeah.
So,
anyway.
I miss Paige. Paige entertains me. She's not a great worker, but she's a cool gimmick, and you know me, I like the gimmicks.
I would not mind if it was her. There's also the outside possibility.
Oh, and if Paige comes out and you chant stupid shit at her, go get kicked in the face.
Yeah, go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
There's also the outside chance that it's Lana, but
oh god,
I really hope it's.
Oh no!
I really do not want it to be Lana.
No! Yeah. Ah, God, could be.
I hope
she's
not.
been angling for it.
I hope not.
I didn't even think of that. You get that. Don't put that curse on me, man. No, thank you.
Yeah. That being said, I think it's pretty demonstrably clear that Team Raw wins this because you have Nia Jax and Asuka both on that team, and
Asuka's not taking a loss.
No,
there's no way.
Asuka's going to be the sole survivor on this, but Nia Jax is going to have the most eliminations in the match. But Asuka's going to be the sole survivor. Then there's really not a whole lot to say about this. I mean, they're once again continuing to crap on the women, but that is what it is. Men's 5-on-5. The senior citizens plus Braun Strowman. That's what I'm going to call this match.
Oh, this match. Oh God.
Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and Triple H versus Shane McMahon, Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, and John Cena.
Oh my God. I don't even know what to make of this match. There's like 2.5 good wrestlers in this match, Chris.
Yeah.
There's like 0 wrestlers who have any cardio in this match. Let me
Cena
let me
has
see.
cardio. Cena can maintain, but and Balor.
Can you imagine how bad this match would be if Nakamura is in full blown don't give a fuck mode?
Oh God, Jesus
Oh,
Christ!
Finn Balor is cardio too. That's my mistake.
Yeah.
I forgot about a little.
Yeah, Cena, Nakamura, and Balor are gonna carry the weight on this match, and Braun.
Nakamura better show up because if he's in coasting Nakamura mode, this match could be like really bad.
Oh no!
Because last year's match was really great. The 5-on-5 match was awesome last year. With Braun Strowman being eliminated by James Ellsworth and Shane McMahon almost dying and the Shield reuniting and powerbombing AJ, even though Ambrose was on AJ's team because he hated AJ because AJ was such a cocky little bastard. Like, and Orton and Wyatt doing work. Like, last year's match was really good. This year's match is not going to be really good.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Oh.
That said, I already know the finish to this match too.
Oh, tell me. I'm curious.
SmackDown is winning this match to set up the Kurt Angle versus Triple H match at WrestleMania.
How?
Because after this match with Raw not winning, Steph is going to demonize Angle until eventually she fires him and replaces him with Triple H. And then Angle's going to come back to try and get his job back, and they're going to have a match to see who becomes the GM of Raw on the line at WrestleMania.
That's another reason why I'm glad I'm not going. If there's a Kurt Angle Triple H match at WrestleMania between two guys with a combined age of 150.
Not 150, but it's over 100. No, it's actually not 100.
I think it's 48 and 49 is what the honest ages are or something.
Yeah. It's close to 100.
No, thank you. You know, like, and then we get the Triple H Mania match. It goes 25 minutes, and 20 minutes of him doing leg locks.
Yeah.
Like, Triple H Mania matches, he just sucks guys into this black hole of shit.
Yeah.
And then what? And you get nothing.
Especially when it's against Kurt Angle, who is, not really able to do a whole lot, too.
Oh, man. No, thank you. And I love Kurt.
And people are going to
look like shit.
People are going to pop for it because it's names that they know, because casuals love WrestleMania.
I love Kurt, but he looked like complete and total shit in the 3 minutes he was in the match. When he was subbing for Roman.
Yep.
He was in the match for like 4 minutes. It looked like shit for all 4 of those minutes.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully he's been on the treadmill every day since then because, it was last minute, whatever. And he's been working on the cardio. But, like, I don't want Kurt Angle Triple H. And I love that too. And they're like 2 of my all-time favorites. But it's 2017, dude.
Anybody who follows the product and knows the caliber of talent that they have does not want Kurt Angle Triple H. But whatever, we're getting it.
Oh, but again, McMahon's, man. It's all about getting McMahon's over.
Yeah.
So
yeah, SmackDown's winning this match. I'm predicting Shane McMahon and John Cena as the sole survivors, and Triple H as the last man eliminated.
Of course. Of course.
Because of course.
You think Kane comes back to screw Braun? Or you think Kane's done?
No, I think Kane's done.
Gonna go run for office?
Probably.
By the way, he's using a fire in his logo, right? That's
yes, I do.
That's pretty clever. I'll give him props.
He has T-shirts in the design
of flame logo.
He has T-shirts. He has T-shirts in the design of both the Bullet Club and Raw is War.
Yeah, that's clever. I'll give him props for that. I'm more power to him. I don't live anywhere near wherever he's running for mayor, so whatever. What do I care?
Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't think I don't live. It's like the Tennessee that I don't even know interesting. There's like no professional sports in that part of Tennessee either. It's all the way in the eastern part. So it's not even like Nashville or Memphis where I really find myself down there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. You're never going to find yourself in the
unless I'm going to go see like UT football, I have no reason to be in Knox County, Tennessee.
Yep.
So, yeah. Bobby Roode, first guy to lose, right? Pretty clear.
Yeah. He is in that match to be the first guy out.
It's fine. I told you this, I do want the Doink from WrestleMania 9 spot where it was Doink versus fake Doink and they put mimes with Bobby Roode and Triple H.
That would be hilarious.
Where they would just like
it'll never happen, but that would be amazing.
Because Triple H versus Dollar Store Triple H, like, you know what I'm saying?
It would be fantastic. It would be a spectacular moment.
I mean, I think Nakamura's winning the Rumble, and I think he's fighting AJ for the belt, by the way. I think that's pretty clear.
I hope so. Please, dear
at
God,
this
let
point.
that be the case.
At this point,
Speaking of AJ,
I will be bummed I won't see Nakamura AJ in person. That'll suck ass. That's a draw, but whatever.
Yeah. Speaking of AJ,
yeah,
Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles is the main event of the show.
This match is going to be 8 minutes, and I hope it's great.
I hope so too. I think it might go 10, but
no more than like 12.
No, definitely not. No more than 12.
If it was more than 12, poor Brock's going to keel over and die.
Yeah. Heyman will have to tag in.
He's going to turn 4 shades of purple and die.
Heyman will have to tag in.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And the finish is going to be a phenomenal forearm caught in midair into an F5, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
AJ's going to bump like a mother for Brock, and it's going to be great.
Yes.
I just hope Brock gives him a little something,
I hope so too, yeah.
And if we get the Brock that we got in the 4-way, and the Brock that we got versus Goldberg, and the Brock that we got versus Joe, rather than the Brock that we got versus Strowman, which was no damn good.
Yeah, no good at all.
Now, AJ's a lot better than Braun, so if the match goes to shit, he can do something stupid like land on his head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Pretty good Brock's going to win. That's okay.
Yeah. There was never a possibility that Brock would not win that match, even
what if something weird happens? What if something really weird happens? Like a run-in of some sort.
By who?
I don't even know.
The only people I can think of who could run in would be Jinder and the Sings.
And the Sings?
But who do they run in for? They have no reason.
Brock can kill all of them?
They have no reason to run in. So I don't see any reason that there would be a run in for this.
Yeah. There's no stakes in this match. Except for bragging rights.
Yeah, and that's the reason why this show is called You Can Never Take Back What You Say, because this whole thing of, the one night out of the year when Raw and Smackdown meet in head-to-head combat, except for WrestleMania and the Royal Rumble and SummerSlam,
Yep.
Seriously, and we've been over it how many times? How long is it going to be until the next superstar shakeup?
SmackDown. Wait, WrestleMania. Did we have a cross-brand match at this WrestleMania? I don't think we did.
We might not have. I mean, DeAndre, but other than that,
I know what you're saying. In the Rumble. Yeah, okay.
I don't think so, but even still, it's like, how many times have we been over this? The possibility that, in 6 months or however long it is until the next shakeup, the people who are fighting against each other might find themselves on the same brand and suddenly, they're going to get along magically when it comes back around to Survivor Series again. No, that's not.
I wish we had stakes.
I really wish.
I wish the winner of the men's 5-on-5, the last Survivor, got the automatic number 30 spot in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Or something, or you're the number one contender.
An automatic number one contendership, yeah. Or
number one contender if you are the sole survivor of your team, or if there are 2 survivors. Like if there were 2 survivors for Team Raw, then the next pay-per-view for Raw should be Brock versus the 2 survivors in a triple threat match.
Yeah.
Or Brock versus the 3 survivors in a fatal 4-way. Or something. I wish there were stakes.
Yeah.
The stakes of Stephanie is going to yell at me, win or lose, is not stakes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's garbage. It honestly is. And that just goes to show that there is nothing about this that WWE is doing right in terms of this, head combat between the brands. It's like, who gives a fuck?
I mean, there must be all these people want to kill each other, and what are they fighting over?
It's not like in quote unquote real sports where we have a loyalty to a specific team. I mean, yeah, there are people who will watch Raw over SmackDown or will watch SmackDown over Raw for whatever reason, but it's not like people are going out and buying shirts that say SmackDown sucks, Raw rules, or vice versa, anything like that. That's not how this works.
I mean, analogy.
What reason do we have to be invested in?
The analogy I like is international soccer versus club soccer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're playing on your club team, you're French and you're playing with a Brazilian, and then when it comes time for the World Cup, you may play against Brazil, and play against your teammate, but you're not trying to kill that bastard.
Mm-hmm.
And 6 months from now, you're not going to join Team Brazil. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And there are stakes in the World Cup, which is why guys play in the World Cup. There are stakes for club soccer, which is why there's no stakes here. Give me something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So give me something to fight over. Like, that's all I'm asking for.
Yeah.
So
It's terrible. But
yeah.
So WWE's storytelling ability is just continued
which
to
I don't get because NXT is awesome.
Yeah. That's what we're going back to what we were saying. You know, they are
whatever. I'm here for Brock AJ.
It's
Brock shows up, I'm happy.
Still, yeah.
The 12 minutes Brock AJ, I'm here for.
It still is unbelievable that we can go from Monday and Tuesday being shit to Wednesday being so amazing, but you know.
Well, it's different writing teams. Right?
True.
So yeah, I'm here for Brock AJ.
Yeah.
I have no doubt the match will be good if Brock shows up. The match could be great. Brock shows up, we got that great match against Goldberg.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Big if, unfortunately. So anything else, my friend?
I believe that's all. So plugs and get out.
All you, man.
Yeah. So follow all of our podcasting friends. Fizzy's Wacker World of Wrestling is going to be off for the next 2 weeks with Don Sal having some scheduling conflicts for school. So look forward to seeing them back in action.
Be cool. Stay in school.
Yeah. I believe the second week of December is when they will be back. So, yeah. Don Sal, good luck in school. And we know you're doing well. And keep doing well. You're going to be awesome. We also have Shooting Debris with Takers Mania, Mr. Dr. Senju.
Which I'll be on Saturday morning.
Moving to Saturday mornings full time now, and I will probably be there as well for a little bit, not for the whole time.
I'll be there.
But they are doing a Saturday morning. This Saturday morning, they are doing a full show dedicated to Takeover and Survivor Series, just like we did.
Yeah,
but they're going to have a panel of a bunch of special guests. So be sure to
I was on the one for SummerSlam. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I showed up. Actually, I was on there last week. If you followed our Twitter feed, you saw I was on there for a little bit of their show last week, along with Fizzy. Fizzy also showed up for a little bit of their show.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, good people. We love you, Takers Media, Mr. Dr. Senju. They do good stuff over there. So go give them a follow on YouTube and subscribe to them on iTunes as well. Also got our fellow friends of the show, the Married Marks, Not Your Demographic, and Face Lock Feministas. All support great podcasts, great wrestling content from all three of those shows. Please go out and find them, support them on all podcasting syndication platforms. Be sure to follow the show on iTunes. There is a link below the video description. Give us a subscribe, give us a rating, give us a review. Let everybody know to follow us, and continue to come and listen to the shows. You can also follow us on Twitter at 2guys1sport, number 2, number 1 in the handle. Again, we're still trying to figure out more ways to add content to the Twitter page, so we welcome all your suggestions, and continue to get in touch with us about your year-end awards, because in 3 weeks we're going to be having the year-end awards show for the Observer Ballot.
We need your help.
Yep. Happy trails to James Ellsworth, who got his release this week from WWE.
Before you go on, a guy turned a 5-second promo on a squash into a 1.5-year long career with WWE.
Yep. 16 months of living the dream. Fantastic.
Props to you, Jimmy Dream. Props to you, man.
Well done.
Well done. Proof that if you connect with the audience, even a little bit, you'll last forever, or at least a year in this case.
Yeah. Well done, James. And who else?
We're back in 2 weeks, right? 13 days?
Yeah. We are off next week because of the Thanksgiving holiday, as I mentioned. But we will be back in 15 days.
15 days.
For December 1st, we'll have our full recap of Survivor Series and Takeover, and a lot of other stuff to cover that we didn't get to cover this week. I'm going to have...
I'm sure it's wrestling. Something's going to come up.
Yeah, there'll be news, whatever news comes up in the next 2 weeks. I'll have the full results from this past weekend's Shimmer tapings to cover. Lots of rumors about upcoming signings at the Performance Center and all such other things. We'll have some New Japan to talk about, World Tag League going on right now, and yeah, all sorts of other good stuff. So that's That's it. Um, Take us out, my friend.
As always, that's Chris. I'm George. Thank you for listening. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for hanging out with us, spending a Thursday or Friday, whatever the case may be. We love our listeners. Y'all are good people. Y'all are smart. Y'all listen to us, so you got to be smart. Hint, hint. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all are good people, though, for real. We do like talking to you. We like hanging out with you. We like giving a little bit of content into your lives. As always, that's Chris. I'm George. Don't work yourself into a shoot. Good night, everybody.
Episode 37 is in the books. Have a good week, a good 2 weeks.